Hi, good afternoon. Hey, good evening, good night, everybody. I'm Razman. You probably know that already. For tonight, it's a bit special. What we're gonna building? Well, we're gonna build an app. Just a simple Ionic app. But the cool thing about this simple Ionic app that we'll be building is, let's jump straight into it, lah. Yeah. So we will be building a normal. Let me make it 100%. For some reason. Welcome to my live stream for tonight. For you guys joining for the first time. This is the fourth episode where fourth time I'm doing this live stream. But for tonight, it's a bit different. I've placed the camera right on top of the monitor instead of right down under to my head because I intend to stand for the whole hour. Yeah, let's see if I can do it. Let me just adjust the camera a bit. Yeah, there you go. Right. Hopefully that doesn't fall off. Okay, right. So I'll be standing for the whole hour, and we'll see. So this live stream is live every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Malaysian time, 10 p.m. plus 8 GMT, 8 UTC, wherever you're from. Yeah, so it's a 1 hour show, and I usually talk about what I want to talk about. Usually some stuff to do with development. But for tonight, I'll be talking about Ionic App Flow. All right, so let's say we have our Ionic app right here. So this is a typical Ionic app, right? And the cool thing with Ionic App Flow is that what we can do here is we can create a simple um, box. I wouldn't say a box. It would like be a. Let me put this in green color so that it's differentiated. So within this middle part here, what we can do is we can do a like let's say for example we've already submitted this application to the App Store, right? So we've already submitted this whole application. It's now in the App Store, Apple App Store, and it's also in the say Google Play Store, right? But then we want to come back to it. Say for example, probably we have like a whole part here is we misspelled the name of the app, for example. So instead of ABC app, we spelled it AAC app. I don't know. Yeah. So we might want to change that the name or something else, something whatever it is that we want to change. So what we can do here is we can use something called Ionic AppFlow to basically fix that problem. So let me just draw in a line here. So basically we can change this with something called Ionic AppFlow using, if you are familiar with CDCI, so that's what we'll be doing, CDCI. So we'll be committing to GitHub, and with this GitHub, it will be pushed, changes will be pushed directly into this box right here in the middle of the meat of your app. So that's what I want to show today, how to start an Ionic App Flow project, and then we get on from there. All right, so before I start doing anything, as usual, I'll cd into my folder, cd Twitch. It's called Twitch. Oh no, desktop and Twitch. So now once we are inside this Twitch, I'm going to start a new project called Ionic Start. Let's call it a my AppFlow app, my AppFlow test, right? My AppFlow test. I'm just going to use Angular because I'm quite familiar with Angular. So I'm just going to use Angular, and it's going to be a blank app, right? Okay, this one is up to you whether you want to use standalone or ng modules. So I'm going to use ng modules. Uh, it's yeah, as I mentioned before, it feels like a safety blanket, ng modules. So that's why I like using ng modules. But you can use standalone, and it's not a problem because it's pretty much the same thing. It's probably a little bit different, but otherwise it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, while it's building, let me check what's happening. Right, so everything's cool. All right, so while it's building, I'm going to set up my AppFlow dashboard, GitHub. So I'm just set up my GitHub. I'm just gonna go to github.com, right? And I'm just gonna press new and zoom in a bit here. So I'm just going to create the new repository. I'm just gonna call it dashflow. Okay, gonna be a private one. None of these things. It's create readme repository. Alright, and all I need to do is just add this into my project once it's done. It's nearly there. Downloading and extracting blank starter. So it's gonna take probably about couple of minutes, 2 to 3 more minutes. Okay, so have a look. Everything's in order. Just need to wait for this to go through. Okay, so how do I get into the Ionic AppFlow dashboard? So you need to get into the Ionic AppFlow dashboard. So once you get into the Ionic AppFlow dashboard, that's where the magic happens. I think if you want to try, it is possible for you to try. Okay, so this is the AppFlow. Just go on and sign in. So I've already signed in, so I've got my dashboard open. And then the pricing, it's okay. You can start with free, right? So free is nice, but then when it goes, when you become grown bigger, probably you probably want to get the paid plan, on the paid plan. Yeah. Okay. Um, is there an alternative? Probably. You might want to ask me, is there an alternative to AppFlow? Is there an alternative? Yes, there is. It's something called Code Magic. Code Magic is a similar approach. Um, this is a tool for you for same thing. Basically, what you can do is you can have that similar approach, right? But the difference with Ionic App Flow is this is built specifically for Ionic apps, which I like to use, right? But with Code Magic, you are able to do it with other apps as well. I might be wrong, but that's from my understanding. I've never tried Code Magic before. If you have tried Code Magic, just let me know. Maybe it's a different approach. Maybe there's some difference there. But I myself, I prefer to use AppFlow dashboard because it's AppFlow, because that's what I am my expertise lies. Okay, so now it's already done. So I'm just gonna cd my AppFlow test. Okay, and I'm just gonna open code and just my VS Code and just run it from here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. All right, so that's a bit bigger, right? So then now it's easier to see. Sorry, in my previous video I did not make it bigger, but now it's a bit bigger. And I guess you guys can have a look at what I've written there, right? So let's go to set it up, right? So right now I need to set up the live updates, right? So how do I set up live updates? Probably need to use just Google it, Ionic live updates, right? So you get this flow live updates right here, right? Just go to the get started. It's pretty straightforward how to set it up, right? Let's go to setup. I want this to be a capacitor SDK, right? Just install that right there. No, oh yeah, probably we need to start it up as a capacitor config. Let's see if it is, yeah, it's got capacitor config, so we have not a problem to do that. Just write this down. Right, capacitor live updates 0.1.1 beta 4. Okay, once we have that, the next step would be this. Yeah, this is the next step we need to do, npx capacity. But before we go ahead and do this, we need to add right here these things right here. Okay, but before we go ahead to this to that, let's do some stuff first and then we get to that, right? So let's say I'm just gonna build it first, and then I'm gonna push to so what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna push it directly into Git, right? So I'm just gonna set up. I've already set up the Git here. I'm gonna put it into Git, and then we'll go from there. So right, so I'm just gonna put it into Git, right? Git at dot git commit dash m initial commit git push origin master. Right, so let's check if it's in Git. All right, now it's in. my Git right now. So what I can do here is I can just select import app from my Git, and then let's get on that. Yeah, just press continue there. I've already set up test app flow test, right? The name app flow test. Let's continue. Select the project where we've just committed just a moment ago. Right? Is it test app flow? Or is it, because there's a test flow there as well? It's called test flow. Test flow. Okay, it's test flow. Right. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to create. Now that we have our build here. Okay, so now we have already this thing right here. Now, what I want to do is I want to. Now I have the test flow ID. So we got the project ID, and we've got everything. So now we just need to copy that project ID right here. But before that, yeah, of course, we need to set this up, and we already have our app ID and everything. So we just copy this line, go to capacitor.config.ts, add it to the end, comma, add the plugins. Remember our app ID just a moment ago, so just get that app ID. Let me see. Copy the app ID, paste it right there. Okay, we're going to use the production channel. All right, so auto update method. We can use background, and let's see what other options are there available. There are other options available. We can use always latest. We can use force update, or we can use none. I'm just going to leave it to background because this is the recommended way to do it. So I'm just going to leave it as it is, right? Max versions too. Okay, this doesn't matter. All right, all of this is done. I'm just going to change this to say my app. All right, Razman is my name. All right, okay. I'm going to push it again. Let's go back to get add, git commit, and git push. I'm going to push it again. Push in the capacitor config stuff in, so it's already in. Right, so next would be for us to just build a typical normal app. Right, so with AppFlow dashboard, we are able to build a normal typical, just a normal app. Right, so we are going to take the third one, the latest one, which was committed less than a minute ago. We're going to use that and build a normal app first, and then I'm going to download that app into my device. So I don't have to set up Android Studio. I don't have to set up Xcode. If I want to, I can still Xcode, but I don't have to. I can just build it as it is right over here. I don't need all of this. This is information does not pertain to me, but I can just build it with Android to have it build APK for me. So this is going to take a couple of minutes. It's going to build the Android app for me. Okay, so I'm just going to install this app on my phone only once. And then after this, I don't have to install it anymore. I can just push the changes, and using the power of AppFlow CDCI, it will automatically update my app. Yeah, I'm just going to show you in a bit how that works. Right, so now let's see what's happening. Everything's cool. Right, so now it's installing, setting up. So while this is installing, let's have a look at the code. This is, I can close this. I'm not just going to use that. Right, so there are different, what is the difference, what are the things, the options that we can change. We can change the update method. We can change the max versions, maximum number of versions of the app to keep cached on your device. If you roll back a live update, it will automatically roll back if you want. And this is enable. Of course, this is default to true. You can turn off live updates if you want. Right, so if you don't need it, you can just turn it off. Right, okay. Right, so what else is there over here? Yeah, nothing much. Yeah, so that's about it. So the rest is basically you can have a look, have a read through. But most of it, I think I'm just going to do a basic one, so I don't need to do a lot of the things that I usually do. But yeah, it's a basic one. Now we just need to wait for this build to be done, and then we can try it out on my phone right here. I just got my phone right here, so I'm just gonna try it out later. Okay, so right, so that was very simple, connecting test app flow to my GitHub, and yeah. So one thing cool about this is so then okay, but never mind. I'm just gonna continue. One cool thing about this is it's basically you are able to build an app easily. Um, without any headaches, as I showed you. But this is a little bit of headaches, don't worry. I can just I think it's because I did not create a Android app yet. So I guess I have to create an Android app yet. First, I have to create an Android app, have it sync to Gradle, I believe, and then only all of this can be solved. So not a problem. So let's create npx cap and Android. I think I have to install something first, right? Yes, npm install at capacitor / Android. Give it a couple of minutes, right? And then npx cap at Android, npx cap copy Android. Right. So just build it, no problem. I just want to go ahead and sync with Gradle to make sure everything is fine, and then I'm going to push it back to the repository and try to rebuild it again. Yeah. So let's Ionic build usually is a very fast process. It usually takes a couple of minutes, right? So this, we did not change anything yet on this app. This is just a basic app, as I it's a basic app, so I didn't change anything yet. So now can do is npx cap copy Android. Okay, npx cap sync Android. Plus my thing, probably I need to add some RAM on this PC. npx cap update Android, and finally npx cap open Android. I'm just gonna, I know I don't have to probably, but I just going to run everything to make sure that this works. Right, this is the Dolphin Android Studio. I have not used this Android Studio in a while, as you can see. Right, let's see if that works. Right, run the Gradle, syncing the Gradle at the bottom left of the screen. So it's just right here. Right, so it's just right here. So it's doing all its Gradle building, etc. Right, so give it a couple of, I think about 2 to 3 minutes for it to run. Right, and then I'm gonna push it back up again into Android and see it running there. Right. So let's see. Okay, cool. Give it another. Usually takes very fast to do this. I can build it right here if I want to, but I don't want to do that. Right, it's importing Gradle app project. Be done soon. Okay. So other things that's happening right now, because yeah, one thing that I want to add is it is possible for you to self-host this. I am going to use Ionic App Flow as it is online, hosted uh, by the Ionic team. So what you can do is you can build it, you can self-host this, the whole process. So for example, if you are a financial institution, or your institution, your company has some regulations on hosting the process somewhere else, you might want to explore that option, because it will save you a lot in terms of updating your app and pushing changes to your app. It's quite simple and quite easy to do with Ionic App Flow, to be honest. Right, it's nearly there. Nearly there. So close. It's installing, downloading, doing the background task process. It's gonna be done soon. Right, so leave it to run for a second. Okay, let's check. Okay, npx cap at Android. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a couple of minutes to go. Right. Okay, so I did not change a lot. This is the whole thing that I did just a moment ago. Probably change the app name and see if it's done. It's nearly there. Nearly there. So any problems? Ah, never mind. Let's just see if I can just push this and try again building it online. Yeah, let's see. Add, commit, and push it up online. And let's try and take it up with Ionic App Flow again. I think it's because I have not updated Android Studio. I've not built an app with this Android Studio in a while, evidently, right? So that's why it's not really doing anything. It's just try and start this build again, see whether that works. So give it a couple of minutes. So this is just uh, trying out again, going back and forth, debugging, testing. That's the life of a developer. That's what you do. Testing, going back, trying again, new way, new method, fail, try again, find a new way to do it. Right? Just don't repeat what you've done before. That's the important thing. Next, make sure that in order to get the solution to a problem, that you keep on trying and don't give up. That's only the only key, the only secret, I guess. Let's see. It's done. Let's just building it nicely. See. But the difference here is I've already pushed an Android app. So Android folder. See if there is any problem. If there is a problem, then I'm just going to use the recommended solution by AppFlow. Just now, if you notice, there is a recommended solution that we can use. So I'll probably do that. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. Unidash building. Maybe I need to update my Ionic. All right. So npm install hg at ionic/cli. Maybe that's the reason why. Probably because I've not updated Ionic in a while. Probably the last time I worked on an Ionic app here is quite a while ago. Yeah, not worked on Ionic app on this computer, on this PC. Working a lot on the laptop. That's why. Let's see. It's still building. All right, it's building done. Now I guess it's doing the whole Android process. Right. Okay, so you're doing the Gradle a bit. All right. Installing Gradle, running Gradle, as you can see here. That's what is happening here. Yeah. So I have the total amount of, because I've already used it before. So I have about 24,000 bills to go. Yeah, it's okay. Today I'm going to hit that goal. 25,000 bills. It's a lot. Alright, so see, this is me checking my Ionic version. So it's currently in 7.2. That's the latest one. Let's go back to our browser. Yeah, so it's doing the grader build. Okay, so I'm just waiting for it to complete the build, download it on my phone, and then I'm going to deploy it on the capacitor. Right, so what else do I need to do here? I guess I don't have to do anything else, right? So yeah, so the next time is we just need to create a new build. let's run it as it is because we've already set up everything that we need. We've already set up the channels. We've already set up. We just need to trigger a web build for it to run. Okay. See, I'm still building, right? So yeah, not a lot to touch on. Gonna give it another couple of minutes before I go ahead and do something. All right. Meanwhile, I'm taking questions. If you have any questions that you want me to talk about or anything that you want me to touch on, yeah, go ahead. I don't mind. It's a lot of downtime here because yes, the thing is it's building, so it's a lot of downtime here. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and ask away. Right. So let's check. Is it done yet? I should have done this before I started the live stream. Right. But then if I do that before I started the live stream, then probably I don't have. Yeah, I can't show you how it works, how to do it. Right. So let's see. Another give it another 2 to 3 minutes because it's already been 6 minutes. It's gonna give it another 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm gonna come back here. Right, this is basically Git integration. It's fine. We've already set this up. Right, capacitor. This is what we've already done, done. We don't have to worry about this because it's done automatically for us. Okay, just gonna wait another couple of minutes. So gonna wait another couple of minutes. Now it's 10:27 p.m. in Malaysia. I'm just gonna wait until about 10:29. I'm just gonna see how that is. Probably I might need to extend this. Probably need to extend this because there's a lot of things that I need to do here after this, right? Okay, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's building, it's building, it's building. Right, I can use Android Studio to build it, but I just want to use 100%. I decided to use AppFlow to show you guys how it really looks like, how it really builds. All right, so 7.6 is going to be released soon. Everything is, yeah, I think it's already, it's just announcing what's new. Um, it's gonna come soon. I need 7.6. All right, now it's already done. Okay, so what I can do now is I can install the app. So I'm just gonna open up the QR code. You are free to do this. To open the QR code, if you open QR code on your phone and try to install it, I'm just gonna install it on my phone right now. Okay, it's downloading. It's downloading on my phone. Installing. It's open. So now, as you can see, this is a basic app. So you got nothing. It's just a basic home app, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change something in this without reinstalling the APK. I've already installed this APK only one time. I'm not going to reinstall it again. I'm not going to rerun the install. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some changes, and you can see the changes here right after this, right? So now we're going to go back to our VS Code. We're going to go to source app home. I'm just going to change a little bit over here. Probably change the title to Razman's app, and then I'm going to put in the color here in the toolbar to say danger is going to be red color. This middle part we're going to throw away. Full screen through, I'm just going to throw this away. Translucent through, I'm just going to throw this away. right? Just gonna add a couple of buttons here. Which does nothing. It's just a simple button. I'm not probably gonna use it to launch an alert, right? Just a simple JavaScript old school alert, right? So I'm just gonna save that. I'm gonna put in a click over here. Uh, First button alert. This is the first button, and the second button. This is the second button. Right, save that. Just gonna put in here a click. Okay, I'm gonna expand this to a full font to a block. So it's gonna be a long button over here. Same thing right here. I'm just gonna put in a click here to the second button and expand this button as a block as well. Right, I just want to see it on the browser. I'm not building anything. I'm just gonna try and see it on the browser to see what it looks like. Right, in case if there is any error or anything, just gonna check it out. Right, give it a couple of minutes. Right, Rosman's app, button number 1. Right, button number 2. Okay. Right, so that's how it's gonna look like. Currently, it's looking like this. Right, nothing special. It's looking like this. I'm gonna change this into how it's gonna look like over there. Right, so I'm gonna change this into how it's gonna look like on the screen over there. Right. So what I'm gonna do first is, without rebuilding the app, I'm not gonna rebuild the app at all. That's what now I'm gonna do, because as you can see just now, it took a while for it to be rebuilt. So I'm not gonna rebuild the app. So I'm just gonna push it straight away. Git add dot git commit -m second. This is app rebuild. I'm just gonna put app rebuild git push origin master. I'm not going again. Sorry, I'm not going. This is a bad pun on words. I'm not going to rebuild any app. I'm not going to rebuild any. I'm just going to build that middle part. So now we already have the app right there. Now we're going to build this middle part to change to the way that we want. Right. So I'm just going to go to commit. Right. So app rebuild over here. I'm just going to start build. I'm going to build on web, and I want it to be deployed as a live update on the channel of production. Right. So once is this ready, it will be deployed directly into the production channel, which is the main channel in our app, right? So this is a considerably faster rather than just a moment ago where we were using it to build a whole Android APK. So this is a considerably faster environment and faster build, right? Let's see. So just setting up the Ionic CLI. Nearly there. Let it build for a second. Let's go back to build and see what is it that we have done. So no deployment history, so just leave it there. Still in the building phase, you can see. Right, so later on it will update the deployment to production. So that's how we know it's already been built. Okay, and then it will be downloaded in the background of my app. Once I restart the app, you will see the changes straight away. I'm not reinstalling the app, yeah. So just to let you know, just gonna repeat that again. I am not reinstalling the app. The app has already been installed. So I'm just going to change the front bit on how it looks like using Ionic App Flow live build here, right? So I've already shown you how to set it up. It's quite simple to set up. I've already shown you how to do all these things. So this is quite simple. So this is it's nearly there, nearly done, right? So it's nearly done. Let's see.
because what's going to happen is it's going to build the www folder, the public HTML folder, and it's going to swap out with the existing one that's in the Android app. So that's what's going to happen, right? It's very simple. All right, nearly there. So, see, okay, I'm just making sure that the live stream is still on. Okay, live stream is still up. All good. All good. Right. So I think it's in the process of deployment at the moment. Let's give it another couple of minutes for it to deploy, and then I can show you straight away on my phone how it looks like. Yeah, behind me there's nothing to worry. It's just the chair. Yeah, my red chair. Just it looks like for a while there, it looks like somebody was behind me, but there's not no one behind me. It's just a wall and the red chair. Nothing to worry about. Okay, it's nearly there, nearly done. Let's check again. Done. All right, so now it's success. Let's go back to this. Now it's done. Now it's being deployed into production. Let's check. Right, so now it's already been deployed into production. Okay, so I'm going to show you a surprise. I did not reinstall this app. This is the same app as you can see. So now what's happening right now is it's loading in the background the new build right now. It's going to restart the app again. Okay. Okay, so it's still the same build, right? So it's pulling now, it's pulling the downloading in the background. Okay, right. Again, it's not a reinstall of the app. This is a, yeah, now it's updated. Okay. I did not reinstall the app. I did not rebuild the app. I just used live updates to rebuild it. So then this becomes that. Yeah. So there you go. It's quite simple. I was able to do this in 30 minutes because of the build speed, right? If you have a better PC or a better laptop, this can be faster. So where can you use this? Why should you use this? Because the problem with going to the App Store again or the Google Play Store again, it takes a couple of days. For example, Google Play Store for an update takes about 24 hours, less than 24 hours. Same with the App Store, because what's going to happen is they're going to do a whole re-evaluation of your app to make sure everything is in place, to make sure that the app is okay. So what we're doing is we're bypassing that by changing the web bit, the web part of your app into a new web screen. Yeah. So that's what will happen, what was happening, and that was what happened basically. Ta-da! It's the new app. I did not reinstall this app. This is the old app that I installed earlier. It's just changing the front part only. Right. What we can do is, for example, you want to change. Not only that, you can use capacitor native bridge. I did a few there. Sorry, let me start again. So what you can do there is you can use the native bridge connection. For example, you want to use camera, you want to set up a camera app, in-app browser. Everything can be done without needing to switch over the app to the new app update. So that's something interesting that I think could be of use for you. Um, you don't have the key thing here is you don't have to go through the hassle of updating the whole app. Maybe it's just a single photo that you want to change, or a single logo that you want to change, or probably a single text that wasn't to your liking that you want to change. While you can connect it to an API and get it done that way, what you can do with AppFlow is you can just push to the repository with the magic power of CDCI, use AppFlow to rebuild the thing, and then deploy it over to your app. So that was quite simple and quite easy to use, and I just demonstrated it how that works, right? Okay, so anything that I have not talked about here? I think I've covered pretty much everything that I want to cover with this particular topic. So I was able to build a dashboard. I was not sorry, I didn't build dashboard. I was able to use the AppFlow dashboard to basically deploy my uh, Ionic app as an APK, so I can set it up to build an APK. After that, I use the live update app flow to basically push updates into the app, so I don't have to reinstall the app over and over again. It seems like magic because it does. It is a bit of a magic to basically change something that wasn't there into something that was there. Because the way that Ionic is built as a hybrid app, native hybrid, they like people to call it. It's basically a web folder layer on top of the native app. So you can still take on the functionality of the native app, but yeah, why not? Yeah, you can take the functionality of the native app through the Ionic App Flow by using the powers of capacitor, right? So with capacitor, you can build whatever you want. Um, you can have access to a lot of things over here. Okay, let's see. This is the app flow documentation. Okay, so any questions that you guys want to ask? Anything at all? I'm here. All right. So let's say just one more thing that I want to add. Probably a photo of a jet, something, right? Just gonna Google for a not jet. Probably a photo of a um, old PC. Right, so I'm just gonna get a photo of an old PC over here. What game is this? I think this is Need for Speed 2. If you are, let me see if I can just open image to tab, get the link. Yeah, I can get the link. So I'm just gonna copy this link. All right, I'm just gonna place it right at the bottom here. IMG SRC in the photos image. Right now, again, we are doing a lot. I'm just going to commit dash m git push origin master. Right, this app has been updated. Okay, let's see with Ionic App Flow. Just want to show you that you can automate this process, but I did not automate this process. Right, you can automate this process if you want to make it run automatically when there is a new push comes in using automation, but I did not do that. I just enjoy doing it myself. Right, start build. There's a web. Right, this is into the channel of production and build. Right, what you can do is you can use other channels there. For example, if you want to use web, you want to use you want to set up as a development environment, testing environment, QA environment, production environment, you can do all that all that stuff, right? Also, I did not what I did not do just now was I did not save the cache. You can use the cache to save often used libraries, so it doesn't take this long to build. But never mind, I'm just gonna leave it building it on its own. Right, so this depends. I'm at the mercy of AppFlow, so I'm just gonna wait for it to be done, and then I can show you again on my phone the photo of the old PC that we took from Google just a moment ago. Right, let's see. This build usually is very fast usually, because if you are able to cache the build, it will be quite quick. All right. So other than this, yeah, you can of course set up the environments, set up the native configurations if you want, as well as the signing certificates. All right. When you build an app for iOS particularly or Android, you want to set up your own key file so you can use it, or you can just load it into the signing certificates and you can do it straight away there. Let's say if you don't have you don't have an Xcode on your PC, because if you are using PC, you don't have an Xcode, you can deploy it directly to the app where you want to deploy. So, but the most important thing is you have to be you have to have an Apple developers account to deploy, right? So there's a lot of ways to use this effectively, use the Ionic AppFlow effectively. Give it another couple of minutes. So it took about 6 minutes just now, just a moment ago to build. Yeah, it's gonna be, so now it's running the build. We're setting up the environment just a moment ago. Now it's running the build. And from there later on, I'm going to show you on my phone as just now, just a minute ago that I showed. I'm gonna turn off the app. I'm not gonna install anything. It's just gonna reuse the same installation. I'm just going to turn off everything on my phone so that it has, yeah, so yeah, it comes faster somewhat. All right, so give it another couple of minutes. So it's already been what, 10-15 minutes. Right, so now it's uploading into the device, into the asset. It's gonna be done soon. Done. Right, so now it's done. Now it's in the production environment. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna leave it to load a little bit. Right now, I'm just gonna. I understand that there is some loading is happening in the background. I'm gonna restart the app and see if the car photo is there. The old PC photo, not the car photo. There you go. The old PC photo is there. Right. So let's say for some reason, oh, I don't like this. There's something wrong here. I don't like this build. The photo is not to my liking, for example. I can roll back the deployment into the old one. So it's basically going to use the old one. Right. So deploy the previous version. So now if I go back here and see, yeah. So now if I go back here and see, it's using the old one to use production. Okay, it's right here still. But if I restart the app, it's going to reuse the old application. Not yet, right? Let's give it a couple of minutes. Okay, let's try again. There you go. The photo of the old PC. Right, so you can roll back the build if you want to use a previous version of the build, um, or you can just continue building, deploying the latest one of the application into your app. Okay, I guess I've covered a lot today. If it's the first time you're looking at this something like this, do let me know. I can explain further in next videos. I'm planning to do this every Wednesday because I think I need to build my own brand. Currently, I'm quite an okay trainer in Malaysia. I've been training a lot of people in Ionic mobile app development, as well as TypeScript and Angular. I hope to, build up my portfolio to become a better developer. Right. So that's it from me tonight. I have no other things to add. I have no other things to talk about. Um, do let me know if you guys have any questions that you want me to go through in the next episode, in the next live stream. I am very happy to assist anyone that would like me to assist them. I don't mind giving a talk. If you want me to come and train you guys in Ionic mobile app development, or probably talk more about this Ionic App Flow process. I don't mind. The PC is back again. Yeah, I don't mind to do any of those. Just let me know. You can keep in touch through this YouTube channel, or probably to my Twitch, or any socials. My username is usually that Razman S, right? Whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, Threads, it's, I think Facebook as well. So that's my username. You can just keep in touch, get in touch with me, and then yeah, we can. If you want me to you want to talk, we can do that. Yeah. All right. So that's it from me tonight. Have a good night, everybody, and I hope you guys have had a wonderful experience being with me tonight. Talk about Ionic App and I hope that you guys keep on building, keep on trying, never forget, never give up. Even though just now I hit a little bit of a snag just now, As a moment ago, just gonna keep continuing until probably the solution usually presents itself, right? So the more you know, but don't try the same thing. Of course, you have to differentiate the way you do things in order to get the best results. That's how I feel about it, right? So good night, guys. Have a pleasant night in Malaysia. It's right now night time. Have a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and catch you next week where I'm not sure the topic yet. I'll announce the topic when I have